presented. This is iGrow, and we are introducing While Supplies Last at an immense value for what we have here, because you have a 6-month return policy. And please understand that you do need to use this for the full 6 months to start stimulating those hair follicles, okay? So don't use it for 2 weeks or a month and then send it back and write a review going, it didn't, nothing happened. You need 6 months. That's why we give you the full return policy. We have it on 6 payments of $74.83. This is the Apira. It is new with the introductory While Supplies Last price, $829.3871. I now want to ask those of you who have been using iGrow at QVC since we debuted it. If you have been using iGrow, would you please do me the favor and the honor of calling our testimonial line? 1-800-395-1601. We would love to hear from those of you who have been using it. And remember, 6-month return policy, you all have been using it. If you've been using your iGrow for that amount of time, please call us on our testimonial line so that we can talk with you. And of course, we are introducing, for those of you who've never met, Jonathan Graft. Jonathan, 20 years in the hair loss specialty industry. How are you, my friend?
Jackie, I'm just so excited to be back here at QVC and to be invited to Beauty We Love.
Yes.
I thought, what a perfect match, because I've seen all these wonderful products that you've had available throughout the day.
And they're basically, here.
Well, and they can even be whole body. But
yes.
Anybody watching, and certainly your makeup could be done perfectly, be wearing your favorite dress, your favorite shoes, but if you're having a bad hair day, none of that matters.
Yeah.
Now,
cancels it all out.
Cancels it all out.
So what is iGrow?
Well, I'll tell you, I debuted the iGrow about 1.5 years ago here. In that time, 25,000 people have given the iGrow a try.
That fast.
And I'm going to explain exactly how this remarkable technology works, but I wondered, why has it become so popular so fast? It's because nearly everybody's experienced hair loss.
And he is able to say that. He is able to say that.
Well, if you're under 30, you have less hair than when you were 20. So nearly everybody's looked for a solution.
Right.
And the iGrow hair growth system is the only FDA-cleared hair loss treatment that's not a surgery, not a drug, completely hands-free over your entire scalp at the same time.
Feel nothing.
6-month satisfaction guarantee, and so effective that in 2 double-blind clinical studies for the iGrow, 100% of men and women grew more hair.
Okay, if you just are tuning in and you didn't hear that correctly, in 2 clinical studies, tell them again, and please look at your screen right now, in 16 weeks.
Yeah, well, the iGrow underwent 2 double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical studies, not customer satisfaction surveys, actual published clinical studies, and in these studies, 100% of men and women who used the iGrow grew more hair. Now, some grew a little, some grew a lot.
But they noticed it.
Well, much more than noticeable. The average improvement we saw was 35% more hair for men, 37% more hair for women in only 16 weeks of using the iGrow every other day for 25 minutes.
I have to say that for those of you, it's while supplies last, meaning that we have what we have. When this sells out, that's all that we have. This is, seriously, the lowest price that you're going to find an iGrow at, just between you and me and all the 100 million homes that are watching, that can tune into QVC. When I first tuned in and saw Jonathan on QVC, and I had not worked with him yet, I saw it was like your debut, and I went, wait a second, what's the bike helmet? I'm like, what is this? So it grabbed my attention right away, and I thought, okay, because right there, then I'm interested. I'm like, what is this? And as he went along and described this, and we're going to explain to you the technology, how it's shaped, why this is over 25,000 of the original iGrow have been sold, and how this works for men and women. It's ingenious. But want to give you a little taste. Remember, a 6-month return policy, and please use it for the 6 months before you return it so that you can start seeing some of those wonderful effects as you're using it as directed. So what are we looking at first?
Well, I want to be able to show people what 35 to 37% more hair looks like. This is a gradual time-lapse morphing photography over the course of 4 months. This is Lasanthi. Lasanthi had thin hair and started noticing her hair loss at age 18. Now, if your hair is thin to begin with, you don't have a lot to lose before it's really noticeable.
That could be hereditary as well.
The iGrow is specifically for hereditary inherited hair loss.
Okay.
It's the most common type of hair loss out there. Now, Lasanthi noticed over the course of 16 weeks, look at the change in her. Now, the change in her hair was wonderful. The change in her personality was the biggest thing. When we saw her come in for that after picture, gone was that shy, introverted person. I just thought she was shy and didn't want to talk much. She was smiling, she was happy. We actually had a hard time taking that after picture because we couldn't keep the smile off her face long enough to snap the photo. Great to see.
So 16 weeks, that's 4 months.
4 months.
So that you're getting 6 months. Okay, look at this gentleman.
Andy is a young guy. Now, if Andy's only in his 20s and said, I see hair loss in my whole family, my dad, my brothers, my uncles. I see my future and I don't like it. What can I do? Now, if you have that much hair loss in your 20s, the future isn't bright. This is the change he had. All those fine hairs underneath that he saw eroding and gradually going away have all filled in. And he said, now, he says, look, now I look in the mirror and I see I look like what I am, a young guy in my 20s.
He's in his 20s, okay? So this is before, this is after 16 weeks. And by the way, we are going to explain who this will work for, who this will not work for, but regardless, if you're right on the cusp, you have 6 months to try this. And remember, trying it for 1 month, trying it even for 2, and then returning, you're not going to see those results happening until you go through those six months. Here comes Michelle, and this is what I notice on so many women that they get bothered with. It's that part.
Oh yeah, Jack, this is the most common type of hair loss I saw when I was working in clinics and saw so many thousands of men and women in consultations. That thinning part line, those little hairs that are getting thinner and finer. Michelle said that part line was getting wider and wider, and she said, I spent so much time on my hair every day keeping it there. The less hair you have, the more work it is. Oddly enough, look at all those little hairs that weren't cosmetically significant, have all filled in. She's so happy with her result. She says, I'm going to continue using my iGrow and just look better and better. And she says, I just don't spend all my time obsessing about my hair anymore.
No.
I can live my life.
Now that's the best part,
Yeah.
being able to live your life. Now, we're going to tell you how this works, and then we're going to explain to you how often you use this. And I will keep stressing to you, you have a 6-month return policy. Please use it for the 6 months because you're not going to see immediate results. It takes time to grow a hair follicle or to stimulate it again. So take a look as we're using this. How does it work exactly?
Well, what you're seeing here, this is the iGrow with its patented canopy, with its 51 light sources. Now, that's a proprietary combination. We use 21 lasers, 30 high-output LEDs, and you'll see they bathe the entire scalp at the same time for the entire 25-minute treatment program. There's no special technique to learn. You don't have to worry if you did it wrong.
Right.
We did that work for you. We put it on a high-quality headphone platform that it keeps it stable on your head, but they're also functional. You can plug your iPhone, your iPad, plug an MP3 player in to the handset, listen to music. They're very high quality. We made it plug into the wall for a consistent power supply. There are no batteries to worry about recharging or replacing. The kitchen drawers of America are full of rechargeable batteries.
And you can't find the cord, and you don't have to worry about this.
We made it simply enough so that you simply put the iGrow on, and it will bathe the entire scalp in gentle therapeutic red light that has been clinically proven to stimulate hair follicles to do what they do best, grow hair. So as long as there's some hair left in that follicle, that hair can recover and it can grow as it once did.
So as it's, like you said, it's bathing it in that red light. We're talking about the scalp area, but you do see some of that red light that does penetrate down to this side. But this is the area that we really want to concentrate on in stimulating the growth.
Most men and women, the lion's share of their hair loss occurs from the top of the ears up. So we focus most of the attention, but you can see even in the back on my hand, that light is still shining all the way down, down, down.
Yeah.
You'll see a result in this entire area. That's why we wanted to focus for everyone. Where are they going to see the best result? Why don't we make it easy to do? Bathe the entire scalp. You also don't have to get into a car, go visit a clinic 2 or 3 times a week.
Paying each session and still not being able to take it home. I mean, what if you work, you work days and in the evenings, the only thing, that's your only free time. What are you supposed to, then you have this at home where you can use the iGrow. How often do we use it, Jonathan?
Well, what we did in our clinical studies, the treatment protocol we followed was every other day for 25 minutes for the first 4 months.
Okay.
After that, now I encourage people, because there's a generous 6-month satisfaction guarantee with our partnership with QVC, to use it every other day for the first full 6 months. After which, about once a week is usually enough to keep the hair follicles energized.
Why do we need every other day? Because somebody's going to go, I'm doing it every day.
Well, it doesn't really hurt you if you do it that way, but there's a maximum benefit you can get. It's a little like
stimulating, letting it rest.
Yes, well, no matter how long you leave a sponge in a swimming pool, it only absorbs so much water until it's wrung out again.
Okay, good analogy.
There are no known side effects associated with low-level light therapy. The people who choose to do it every day, it doesn't work any better. But if people need that to, say, get in the habit, that's fine. But every other day, the people in our clinic, in these photos we're showing, follow that clinical study of every other day for 25 minutes. So if anyone's watching who likes the results they're seeing today,
that's the one.
Follow the path that it took to get those results.
So we want to show you more on how iGrow works and how this technology actually can fit into your life. Take a look.
Well, as you can see, the iGrow's canopy with 51 light sources covers the entire front, top, and back of the scalp from the top of the ears up at the same time for the entire treatment program. This is key because consistency of treatment is very important to get the best results possible with light therapy. It's like exercise. It works really well if you do it long enough for it to work.
And we all know that. We do.
A lot of them tend to go the way people's gym memberships, which is why it's very hard to get in a car and travel to a clinic several times a week for 6 months to see the best results possible.
That's why a lot of people start getting the in-home gyms, or they get things so it's part of their lifestyle to make it really easy. You get iGrow at home for you, for your significant other, and start using it that every other day for 25 minutes, and you have 6 months. And again, I will say, you're not going to see something after that first month, really after the second month. It's really more in towards the fourth and the fifth month.
After the fourth, fifth, any legitimate hair loss treatment is really going to take several months. Healthy hair at the best grows approximately a quarter to a half an inch a month, and it may not begin to grow for the first couple of months. It might be in a dormant period.
Okay.
That's why we encourage everyone. Our clinical results were 4 months, showed 4 months. But clinical results are different than cosmetic results, and two people on the identical diet, for instance, get very different results at different paces. That's why it's great that we wanted to make it easy enough to do so that people will do it long enough to see the best results possible. And certainly the kind of feedback we've gotten from the fabulous QVC community has borne that out. And that's the best part of my job, is hearing that.
That satisfaction. And by the way, I like to do my own little studies of things. I want to suggest, if you pick this up and you haven't used it before with the iGrow, take a picture, or have somebody take pictures of, say, your front of your scalp. Do your part, do the back of your head. Any place that you're noticing that loss, take the picture now, have it dated. And then, like we said, you're not going to notice anything in that first month or the second month. It's stimulating. It's starting to work. The third month, you start comparing about the fourth and the fifth month. And it doesn't matter. You have all the way through 6 months that if you decide that this isn't for you or what you wanted to see, but we saw the double study with the 100%, okay, you can return it after 6 months and get your money back. That's impressive right there. I'd take the pictures. I would absolutely take the pictures and then compare for that gratification. So we want to show you some more before and afters, and then we're going to tell you who this is for and who this isn't for as well. So taking a look after 16 weeks, so 4 months. Here we go.
Well, this is Chad. Chad's another young guy. It shows what hair is a lot like real estate. It's all about location, location, location. You see that in the hairline area that you're looking at. See that little birthmark there on the left side? You can see it on the right as well. All Chad did was want to strengthen the hairline he had.
Good reference point, Chad.
Yeah, thanks for giving that, Chad. It really changes the focal point for your face. Chad is so happy with his results. Another happy, satisfied person, but he was younger, and he said, I just don't want to look older than I am. There's nothing wrong with looking 50. I'm 50. I just don't want to look 60 until I'm 60.
You're not 50.
I'm 50.
Oh, no,
I'm almost 51. So.
Well, I know. See, it's nice to know men hold off on the age too, just like the women. We're like, you look great. And so those of you who are looking at it and you have that reference point, that's a great way to take that picture.
It's a perfect way. It's like watching the lawn grow. You don't see hair gradually going away. You don't really see it coming back, but it's amazing what even a small change. Now, if you look at Sabina, who's coming up now, she's another example. Look at that thinning in the hairline area. This is what I hear so many women say in the clinics as well, how it changed their face. You know, the hair is the frame for your face.
It is.
If you put a picture in a different frame, you've changed the picture. What you have to do is find that perfect frame for that picture. Sabina said that she didn't even think her hair loss had evolved, and she didn't see it coming back until she saw that before picture and said, wow, I have the same picture. I put it in a different frame. This is the frame it's supposed to be in.
Wow.
Look at that change for her.
I had to look at that again because for many of you who I've talked to, and I've got Nick Chavez coming up next hour, I have very, very thick hair. However, as I was talking with Jonathan about it, I have hereditary things that my mother has a widow's peak, my dad didn't. Like my widow's peak's like over the side. So that's never really grown. I've dealt with that. But I have what I always call my cat sides. Any of you who have a cat and that turns their head sideways and you see that it's really thin by the ears, do you see this? It grows, it's always grown very fine and very light.
Yes.
So this could be that hereditary issue right here that I've always just thought, that's the way my hair is. And that's what I was looking at her picture going, Wait, that's me.
Yes.
You may see, yeah, look.
This is Sabina, who we just saw.
See, hers
this
isn't
is the
even
area you're talking about, this eroding corners. Now, a man's hairline is typically like an M. Women are more straight across.
Okay.
But if you're seeing her hairline is actually still low, but it's eroding. Those little hairs aren't growing like they used to, and you can see through it when she pulls her beautiful blonde hair back.
Right.
Again, that her forehead turns into a 5 head.